No time like the present. Malls and boats. Our form. Howdy, my name's Tony, and welcome to Messing About. So welcome to the channel. My first boat was, I believe, around 13. It was a Sunfish sailboat. Shortly thereafter, I got a laser. I learned to sail on Hobie Cats. So through the years, I've grown up in size. My last boat was a 44-foot Chris Craft. Prior to that, I had a 25-foot sailboat. I've had boats all my life. At this point in time, I don't have a big boat, but you guys got to get on the water. So that's what the kayak is. That's a personal way to get out there and connect with the water and connect with the wildlife and connect with the outside. And I really quite enjoy it. This is not my first kayak. My first kayak is a Wilderness Thresher 15.5. It's a bright yellow paddle kayak. I actually had a lot of fun with it. I've done a lot of fishing on it. Not as much catching as I'd like, but that's how it goes. But over the last couple of years of paddling and fishing from that kayak, I've learned kind of what I like and what I needed. And I discovered that particular boat, while as much as I enjoyed it, really didn't lend itself to the kind of fishing that I found myself doing. I find myself doing a whole lot more bass fishing and other warm water species fishing than I am trolling for salmon or trolling for trout or trolling for kokanee, although I do, some of that too. So after a lot of thought, a lot of looking around, I decided I needed to get another platform that was really suited to the kind of fishing, the kind of activities that I personally am doing on the water. So at first, I sold myself on a pedal boat before I even really tried them. I had tried them out in demo days in the past, but never really seriously. So I went down to Next Adventure and I tried some boats, and they're good folks. They were very patient with me. They pulled a lot of boats out for me. And much to my surprise, I found out that the pedal boats, they weren't, what I thought they were. And while I enjoyed the pedaling activity and I enjoyed the exercise, and as a boat, they were pretty cool. I tried a number of them, some better than others. Say a Pescador Pro Pilot, I wasn't so impressed with that one. The Native Slayer, the Radar boats. I've certainly tried the Hobie. Everybody around here, Hobie is king, and that's most of the boats that you see. In my neck of woods, you don't really see too many of these particular boats. But after a lot of trying out and test driving, I really decided that what I was really looking for was an electric boat that I could still paddle. Because I really enjoy the paddling, but when I want to go paddle, I want to paddle. When I want to go fishing, I want to fish. I don't want to have to paddle to get to where I want to fish, wear myself out, so that I don't enjoy the fishing and then have to paddle back. That's no fun. So here we are. So this is Old Town. They're a canoe company. They branched out. Old Town Predator MK. I believe they launched this at ICAST in 2016, I think, or 2015. And when they did launch it, it got a bunch of awards. It was a well-received boat, boat of the show or something along those lines. And I had seen it, in some showrooms at the time and thought, oh gosh, that's kind of cool. But that's $22,000 or $2,400 or whatever the price was at the time. And I said, yeah, no. Whether I can afford it or not is immaterial. That's just a lot of money for a kayak. The guys at Next Adventure found this in their demo stock. They pulled it out for me. It was in great shape. It had barely been used at all. The motor was basically brand new. There was a couple little damages here and there, mostly from handling, because it's been bouncing around their demo area for a couple years now. But all told, the boat was in great shape. They gave me a great price. I was real pleased with it. So let's talk about the boat for a minute. Starting in the bow, we've got these fins up front. They keep your fishing rods from sliding off when you set them down. I'll admit to having nearly lost a couple of rods in my other boat, so I'm pretty excited to have this feature. Another thing I like about the boat is we have these hatches in the boat. So they use the commonly used lip and seal approach, but they've got this bank vault style locking arrangement where you put it down and you give it a click, and that's not coming off. So that's a big confidence builder because that's a pretty large hatch. Moving aft, we have the motor pod. We'll talk about that more in the future. But it's basically a 45-pound thrust Minn Kota saltwater motor, and it also has the Minn Kota battery maximizer, which is a big fancy name for a pulse width modulated drive circuit, just like a lot of DIY guys have done, which makes it more efficient power-wise. Most of those Minn Kota, at least the cheaper ones, motors, they have a resistive switch that's pretty wasteful on power. I've added a Lawrence Hook 4 fish finder, and we'll cover that again in another episode. On the sides of the cockpit, there's 4 of these accessory holders. I've got 2 of them off, but this is what they look like. Going out from there, we have this really comfortable chair. It's got this convenient shelf underneath for day trips where you just want to take one box of lures. Perfect. If you want to stand up and fish, the seat flips back, it gets out of your way, it gives us a big broad area for fly fishing, stripping line, doing whatever you want to do. From there we have another one of these great hatches. One of the things I really like about the boat is with that forward hatch and this aft hatch, well gosh, I can reach just about anywhere with just a little bit of creativity. There's a spot all the way at the back of the boat by the rudder where I can add a hatch if need be, but at this point in time I don't feel like it's really even necessary to do. The boat comes with a battery box, so you can use any normal marine battery, which is pretty convenient. We got some fishing rod holders back here, 2 more of these utility plates. The flag here is another project of mine. I'll cover this in a future episode. I thought some things on there were pretty clever. And then moving all the way aft, we have the rudder. Now, rudders aren't new at all. But one of the things I learned when I was trying out pedal boats, much to my disappointment, and it was one of the main things that really prevented me from pursuing the pedal boat, is that all of the designs that I tried out, with the exception of the Slayer, when they slowed down, they just stopped responding to the rudder. They weren't maneuverable at all. And I thought, if it's only going to be maneuverable under power, and I'm going to be fishing, I'm going to be going slow, that means I'm still going to have to pull my paddle out every time. And what's the point there? On the other side of the cockpit, we do have a paddle keeper. They've got a couple of these shelves on both sides to slit the butt of your rod, so you can have some long rods, set them down when you need your hands free. Both sides of the chair, we've got cup holders. It seems a little silly maybe, but my last boat didn't have cup holders, and boy, these are really convenient. I've added the anchor trolley here. This is the Accutech lever lock. I'm still working on the install, not 100% happy with it. We'll probably review that in the future after I've had a chance to get out in the water and give that a shot. And then here we've got some replacement parts we just got in for the lever that raises and lowers the rudder. We'll cover that in the future. So the plan here is we're jumping into the middle of this project. I've already gotten started in several areas, and we're going to take a few episodes and we're just going to go through these projects one by one. And really my goal here is not just to show you, hey, look what I'm doing, but my goal here is to show you that if I can do it, you can do it too. Drilling and cutting on a boat's fun. It's not onerous. It's not scary. It's a bit of an art form maybe. But if I can do it, you can do it. And I would encourage you, if you have a boat, make it yours. It shouldn't be enough to go buy a boat in a store and go, look, I have boats. You should add to it and modify it and make it do what you need your boat to do. So as we get into this, I look forward to getting feedback from y'all, and I hope that in the process of what I'm sharing, you can learn some stuff. I'll be talking about not just, hey, look, I did this thing, but I'll also be talking about how I did the thing and what the thought process behind the thing was. And my hope is by doing that, maybe I can kick off some of those thought processes in your head too. So that's where we are today. Next episode, we're going to talk about our first project, which is going to be cockpit lighting, and I look forward to sharing that with you. Thanks for joining me, y'all. Have a great day.